Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to take any 2D logo or icon and convert it into a 3D model inside Blender. This is perfect if you want to make animated intros, cool renders, or even 3D print your design. All right, let's get started. First, make sure your logo is saved as an SVG file. Blender works best with vector graphics because they're clean, scalable, and easy to extrude into 3D. In this tutorial, I'm going to use the old Twitter icon. But if you have a specific logo in PNG form, that's totally fine. You can easily convert it into SVG using free tools online. Before you do that, make sure the background is removed. A clean, transparent logo will always give you better results. It also helps if you use a black and white version of your image. That way, the conversion creates cleaner shapes and avoids messy details you don't need. For example, when I tried converting my logo with its original colors, the result was really messy. Each color added extra details, which made it much more difficult to work with in Blender. I've included some helpful links in the description that guide you through preparing your image before converting it into 3D. Now that we've prepared our logo as an SVG file, let's bring it into Blender. Go up to the top menu, click File, Import Scalable Vector Graphics.svg, and select your logo. If you don't see the Scalable Vector Graphics option in the import list, don't worry, it just means the add-on isn't enabled. To fix this, go to Edit, Preferences, then open the add-on section. In the search bar, type SVG, and you'll see an add-on called Import Export Scalable Vector Graphics SVG. Just check the box to enable it. Once you've done that, click the small menu icon in the bottom left and choose Save Preferences so Blender remembers it for next time. After that, the SVG import option will always be available. When the logo appears in the viewport, it might look really small or flat. That's completely normal. Just select the logo and press S to scale it up. Now that our logo is in Blender, it's time to turn it into a 3D object. But before we continue, let me mention something that sometimes happens. When you import your logo, it can come divided into many parts, usually as separate curves. For example, in this case, each piece of the logo is imported as a separate object. To make things easier, you can join them all into one object or keep them separated if that works better for you. Personally, I like joining them because editing becomes much faster and simpler. For example, my logo here is divided into different parts: the big V letter, the small v letter, the text, and the blade. And as you can see, each letter of my text is separated as well. So, to fix that, I just select them all and press Ctrl-J. And now they're joined into a single object. Okay, now let's get back to the Twitter logo. To get a clear view of the shape, I'm going to switch to top view by pressing numpad 7. That way I can see the logo's outline exactly as it was in 2D. Next, I'll remove the default material to make the view cleaner. So I select the logo, go to the material properties, and simply remove the material slots. Much better. Now I'm going to place the origin point right at the center of the object. This makes it much easier later on to move, scale, and rotate. To do that, I just right-click and choose Set Origin, Origin to Geometry. All right, now let's give this logo some thickness. I go to the Object Data Properties, that's the green icon in the Properties menu. I scroll down until I find the Geometry section, and there, I can adjust the Extrude property. I think that's fine. I don't want it to be too thick. With the logo still selected, I right-click again and choose Convert to Mesh. This step is really important because now Blender treats the logo as a real 3D object. Now, sometimes you'll notice that your mech doesn't have faces, and that's exactly the case here. To add faces, I go into Edit mode. I make sure I'm in either Vertex Select or Edge Select mode. Then I hold Alt and click on one of the vertices of the top edge. That selects the entire loop of the top side. Then I press Alt plus F, and now a new face has been added to the mesh. It does look a little messy for now, but don't worry, we'll fix that later. I'll do the same thing for the bottom face. And that's it. We've successfully added faces to our mesh. But as I mentioned earlier, the mesh is way too dense, with way more points than necessary. To clean it up, I'll stay in edit mode, press A to select everything, and then press X, Limited Dissolve. This removes all the unnecessary geometry while keeping the shape nice and clean. Of course, there are other ways to simplify a mesh, like using the remesh modifier, but limited dissolve is the quickest method. Once your logo is fully 3D, you can take it even further by adding materials, colors, and lighting. This part is really up to you. You can keep it simple with flat colors or experiment with different effects to make your logo pop. And that's it for this tutorial. If this helped you, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.